Aloha Virgo, and welcome to your tarot reading for the week of August 10th through the 17th. We're going to dive right in, but before we do, if you would like to get a personal reading with me, you can always go to themagicsiren.com. I have the fresh promo code for August down in the description box below. You'll also find the link to our Patreon. I post pretty regularly over there, so come and check us out. It's a lot of fun. You'll also see that we have a weekly podcast called The Siren Circle. Every Sunday we dive deep into a new topic, so I hope to see you there this Sunday in the circle. With that being said, let's go ahead and get ready to start your tarot reading for this week, August 10th through the 17th. We're going to start with the overall theme or vibe for the week. We will move into any potential obstacles or challenges. Then we will shuffle to see how we can overcome those challenges. And then we'll get any extra messages that Universe and Spirit might have for you this week. Everybody really loved the affirmations at the end of the August forecast videos. So we're going to do an affirmation card for this week as well at the end. So make sure you hang out so you can get your affirmation this week. Let's go ahead and dive in. We have our love oracles. We have our general oracles. Let's go ahead and see what's happening in terms of love, emotions, and relationships for all of you Virgo friends. August 10th through the 17th. Make sure you're watching your sun, moon, and rising sign so you can get a full and complete outlook on what's going on this week. All right, here we go. We're asking Universe and Spirit what's happening in terms of love, emotions, and relationships for Virgo this week, August 10th through the 17th. We have love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. This is the card of self-love. This is the card of shifting focus from all the external relationships and things that are going on in your life and shifting it into you, doing extra self-love, extra self-care, taking a moment and reflecting on what's going on in your life. Do you have relationships, projects, environments, jobs, anything in your life that doesn't meet your worthiness? Are there things that are draining your energy? Are you giving more than what you are receiving? This energy is 100% taking a moment and saying, hey, Virgo, love yourself this week. Give yourself the same time and emotion and tension and energy that you give to everything else. Give it to you this week because you need it this week. Let's go ahead and get a general oracle. What else needs to be added to this message? You have two of them. We're going to take both. You have support. Let's see what the bottom of this card says. Your life purpose fully supports you. There is an energy with the support card saying that there are other support systems around you that maybe you are not leaning into. And I think that's also important with the self-love. You know, the love yourself first card, when I see it comes out, sometimes this is like there's a need for us to maybe start looking for a new job. Maybe there's a need for us to reevaluate our relationship. Maybe we're looking at moving into a new home. I think a lot of the times that when this card comes out, there might be some bigger picture or bigger life decisions that are being made. And when you see the support card come out as like a, kind of foundation to that, this is actually nice because I think you do have friends and you do have family that want to see you happy. They want to see you safe. They want to see you succeed in life. So maybe lean into those relationships this week. Maybe allow yourself to reach out and just say, hey, do you want to have lunch with me? Or I'm kind of going through a lot right now. Do you want to have a spa day with me? Things of that nature. You also have the bodywork card, which is all about focusing on yourself this week. So it really goes hand in hand with the love yourself first. It says that your life purpose involves bodywork such as massage therapy, energy healing, physical therapy, or exercise training. For those of you that are considering a career change, or if you're looking for a little sparkle of like what career you could go into, something within bodywork might be for you. But outside of that, this card does represent focusing in on our physical body this week. Maybe we go and get a massage. Maybe we do a little extra yoga. Maybe we just get active 20 to 30 minutes a day this week. There's a lot of energy here so far, Virgo, of taking care of yourself this week. I think sometimes what ends up happening, and I actually mentioned this to Capricorn as well, of like just pouring so much into our work. I think for a lot of you earth signs, you get so focused on getting all the things done and showing up and being that sort of constant, solid person in other people's lives or within your job and your career that we forget to show up for ourselves, or we don't have enough time, or we get burned out and we just don't have the energy and focus to do it. And I think there is a message this week, Virgo, of saying like if you don't make the time for self-love, self-care, rest, your physical body, the universe will force it. And we never want the universe to force that on us. Let's go ahead and see what tarot has to add to the messages this week. You have the Queen of Pentacles. Somebody else had this. I think it was Taurus as well. Not Taurus. It could have been Taurus. I don't remember. It was another one of the earth signs. So again, make sure you're watching your sun, your moon, and your rising. Either way, you are in the Queen of Pentacles energy this week. This is part of your theme, meaning you're being asked to nurture yourself. She is the mother of the tarot deck. She is the nurturer. She plants the seeds. She waters them. She makes sure that they get fertilizer, that they get sun, that they get all the care and attention that they need in order to grow. And you're being asked to do that for you this week. You are the Queen of Pentacles. This is your elemental queen, your divine feminine powerhouse. So step into that queen this week and focus it on you. This is not a week to go spend a bunch of time with everybody in the world. This is not a week to go out every single night this week and go meet with this person and then go do this and then do that and then do this. Again, this is very much the energy of lean on your support system for slow living this week. Very much slow living, soft mornings, self-love, self-care, cozy evenings. The Three of Cups in the upright is kind of the opposite. It's like go and celebrate. Go do some fun stuff with your friends. Go to a concert. Go do something, right? This is in reversal, like not this week. Not this week. Take some time for yourself this week, Virgo. Slow down. Again, very slow living, intentional living, self-love and self-care. Let's see how we're gonna, or any potential obstacle or challenge. Any potential obstacle or challenge this week for Virgo. I am curious to see what comes out with this, because a lot of the times when you get a combination of cards like this, there is something that is going on that is kind of making us go into self-care and self-love. You have the Two of Pentacles. You're just overdoing it. You're overdoing it. The Two of Pentacles really is, yes, sometimes it could be work hard, play hard, sure. You work really hard, you show up all the time, you get to play hard too. But this also is that card of like you're juggling a lot of things. You have a lot of responsibilities, you have a lot of obligations, you're doing great because you're killing it, good job, but you can't juggle everything forever. Eventually you will drop a pentacle, and this is that warning telling you if you don't slow down this week, if you don't take this as a warning and go into a little bit slower living, there is a high chance you're going to drop a pentacle by the end of the week, and then your whole schedule is going to be off. Everything you're working on could potentially go haywire. Like this Two of Pentacles being the potential challenge this week is a warning. It is telling you to stop juggling so much. Your plate is completely full. Figure out a way to get some of those things onto other people's plates. You can delegate other things that maybe you don't necessarily have to do yourself. That's where the support comes into play. Maybe you have absorbed a bunch of new responsibilities at work, and you're still doing all of your old responsibilities. And maybe you've been doing this for quite some time. This might be the week to speak up and say, hey, you know what? Like, I've been doing all this extra work for this many weeks because of X, Y, and Z. I'm going to need somebody else to step in because it's getting to be a little bit too much for me. Maybe it's at home. Maybe you do all the chores of the house. Okay, it's time to talk to the people that you live with, whether it's roommates, romantic partners, or children. We are delegating some chores this week, right? We are reevaluating who is in charge of what this week. Again, you do have a support system around you. Don't be afraid to use it, especially when the Two of Pentacles is coming out like, hey, you're not going to be able to juggle everything forever. And if you don't put something down this week, you're going to drop the ball somewhere. And you might be really bummed about that. So let's go ahead and see how we're going to overcome the challenge or obstacle. Even though we kind of already talked about it, let's see what Tarot has to say. You did have a card fly out. Let's finish this shuffle, see what it is. We have the Lovers card. Divine connections, divine relationships. Again, leaning on the people in your life. The Lovers card is such a nice card. I think sometimes the Lovers card, we only think about romantic love because it says the Lovers card. But this is a card of divine timing, divine connection, divine intervention. There's like the massive, and I'm going to cover these figures so we don't get in trouble here. There is these massive angel wings there. There's only 4 cards in the whole deck that have the angel wings that represent divine timing. And this is the pinnacle of it. The Lovers card represents the things that are in balance. The things that are, it's like salt and pepper, peanut butter, jelly. Like it's the energy of like this, that, yin, yang, as above, so below. It is very much the energy of balance and balanced things in our life. I think hearing all of that, first of all, and seeing this Two of Pentacles, which is very much juggling to keep the balance, it's like lean into your support system this week, first and foremost. Those people care about you, those people love you, and they do want to see you succeed. If you're carrying too much on your plate, figure out a way to get rid of some of that, and it won't be a problem. That's the first thing. Second thing, when we talk about self-love, hello, Lovers card. Self-love and self-care this week. How can we figure out a way to get a better day-to-day routine in our life that is balanced with work, self-love and self-care, rest, some time for hobbies? I say some time for hobbies, and some of you are like, Leisha, I don't have time for hobbies. You should have time for hobbies, though. Like, your life in this human existence is not to just wake up and work for the rest of your life. You're also supposed to have a human existence. Do things that do make you feel happy. But I think you've been so overworked, Virgo, that this is the week that you have to pump the brakes, slow down, and do a little bit more self-love and self-care. Figure out how we're going to delegate some of our responsibilities and start to nourish our own body and soul. Let's get any extra messages that universe and spirit have for us. Any extra messages? We have the Four of Wands in reversal. I think some of you are just nervous of everything that I'm saying because you're like, how am I going to continue to pay my bills? Or how am I going to continue to get everything done? All of my foundations and everything, if I don't show up and do this, everything's going to fall apart. That is not necessarily true. I think that might just be something, you know how we come up with these fears in our head to stop us from whatever it is? Seeds of self-doubt. That's not necessarily the case. You can take a week and slow down and your whole life is not going to fall apart, okay? The Four of Wands in the upright is showing that you have built a very solid foundation for yourself, and this is in reversal, you're questioning that. Trust the foundation that you built for yourself. Also, too, when I see this in the reversal, there's a need for you to take a moment and celebrate and acknowledge how much you've accomplished already thus far in your life, even just in this year. Like, where you are now versus where you were in January of this year, you've made immense progress. So celebrate that. Give yourself a round of applause. Pat yourself on the back. Just tell yourself, I actually deserve a week to slow down, okay? Let me go ahead and get your affirmations. I think this week's reading for you, Virgo, is a warning. I think it's a little bit more of a warning than anything. You're overworking yourself. You're not giving yourself enough time for self-love and self-care. And all of this hard work and all of the accomplishments that you've accomplished thus far in this year, you're not trusting them. Trust the work that you've done. Whatever I choose to believe becomes true to me. So what are you going to believe this week, Virgo? Are you going to believe that you deserve self-love and rest and time for yourself? Are you going to believe that by taking a step back that you can trust the foundations that you built? Or are you going to believe that if you slow down, everything's going to fall apart in your life around you? Because that's the thing, is that law of attraction is real. And if you truly believe that all this work that you've done is not going to hold a week of slowing down, then you might end up subconsciously unraveling some things this week. So what are you going to believe, okay? Every morning before you start your day, whatever I choose to believe becomes true to me. Take a screenshot, say it every day for the next week, and believe it, okay? Believe it, because your power of thought is very much real, very much powerful this week. If you're still watching this video, Virgo, and you've not liked this video yet, consider liking this video. Consider subscribing to the channel. We love making new friends. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps me out a lot. Like I mentioned earlier, if you would like to get a personal reading, all the information is down below. With all that being said, I'm going to let you get back to your day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you again next week. Aloha.